I spoke with Kate Stowe a while back
Yes.
about, just something coming into fruition about my Music Beyond Band program, and she told me about the Atlanta grade school situation. So I'm glad we're finally able to talk.
Oh, good. What is that program you've got going? Is that with the AISD over there in Atlanta?
I've spoken with the band director about the program. We haven't just gotten anything going as of yet, because of scheduling and just not having time to just sit down again to map everything out. But the program is basically it's something for kids that would want to pursue music in other ways than band. Like if they want to learn how to record themselves or record others.
Yes.
Or they want to know the performance part of it. They want to learn the whatever it is they want to learn outside of band.
Yes.
That program would provide the tools for them to do so. So.
Wow. So this is a work in progress.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a long time coming that Atlanta Miller Grade School is finally on the path to getting restored and converted into a community center. Okay. And, it's been a challenge. We have these wonderful volunteers who saved the school, which was going to be torn down, actually. I hate to say it even, but they bought the property and they stabilized it, as you know, and doing it all with volunteer labor and also grants, quite a few grants. So it took 20 years basically to do that. And we have received an honor award for our volunteer work. And that's very appropriate, I would say, considering the amount of work it took to restore that building. But my work the past couple of years has been to create the nonprofit administrative infrastructure that would make people have the confidence to give, because this organization has always been all volunteer. But at some point, especially if you're going to raise major gifts, you have to have, a Gmail. You need to have a GuideStar profile. You need to have a newsletter and be communicating. And our Facebook page was going for a long time, but it had gotten a little bit weedy. So all that's been dealt with. We got our YouTube channel up. And we add to that, and our documents are on Issue magazine format platform. So we're trying to be as modern as we can. And we also made the big decision to go with a really top flight architectural firm called Architects. Now they're known principally, although they do many different things, but they did these Texas courthouse restoration projects all over Texas to save those historic sites. So they are excellent in terms of historic preservation, but they totally get the mixed use concept that we're promoting, which is we want to be both a historic site, but we also want to be modern. We want to have technology in that building. We want it to be a place where people can meet and have conferences and classes and art studios
and activities for the kids.
Yes, and music.
One big community center.
Oh yeah. Now, have you toured the building yet, Cazzie?
Oh, I have not.
Well, our treasurer lives about 5 minutes away, Danny Stanley. So I'll put you in touch. And maybe you'd like to go over there and have a look. So, and really bring anybody you want with you. It's you get a much better sense of it. One thing we've written about in our newsletter, which is put out monthly. I'm getting ready to publish a new one this coming Saturday. But basically, it has multiple classrooms. And then there was a little addition at the back end there. Is that Buckner Street? I can't remember, on the side. And so there was a little addition made, and those really would make great office spaces. And we actually have talked to the Chamber in Atlanta and the History Museum, and they're interested in potentially actually moving in there. So we could have offices, but we can obviously have temporary programs and activities that come and go in there. And then, of course, as I mentioned, did I mention that big auditorium in the center of it? So what we need, though, if we're going to, we know if we have art studios in terms of painting and watercolor, that we're going to have more sinks. We're going to need a lot of easels, you know, the light's great and everything. But for music, we're probably going to need other things in that building. And it would be what we're doing right now, just stepping back to Architectus, you know, with the current president and his interest in tariffs. So what that has effectively done to us, sadly, is delay everything. And prices have gone up on items that like HVAC and things that we need to have in there. So we're either hoping those tariffs are removed or reduced, but our budgeting, which we thought we would have a budget a couple of weeks ago, but we're still budgeting. And because the costs are just varying widely up and down and up. So we can't, the point is to go out and fundraise and be professionals about this. We actually need to know what our budget is. We need to say, oh, well, it's going to be this, and stick to it. You know what I mean? And hopefully come under budget, you know, if we can. But right now, if HVAC units are 50% more expensive, which is ridiculous, but, you know, we're kind of waiting to see what happens. So I'm tapping my little foot over here at my home office, waiting for the final number so I can put it in our case statement. I've written up a really nice case statement. I'll send you a link. I actually have it as a link. I could send it to you in advance, but it's really a kind of a secret link. It's one of those unpublished links on issues. So only those that have the link can read it. And so I'll send that to you. Excuse me. But anyway, we do have, just between us and actually, I guess I can just go ahead and say we do have $1 million commitment to the project already. But my guess is it's going to be closer to, we're going to probably need about $3 million more to do this the way we want to. And we will also have, by the way, off-street parking. You know, right now the city of Atlanta doesn't want you parking out there and blocking the street up. So we actually are going to be, we purchased the property adjacent to the school on one side there. As you look at the front, that whole left side where there used to be a house. And they moved that off, sold it to a young couple that moved it to another area and is restoring it. It's really cool. So that whole area is going to be off-street parking. And then in the back, there's going to be some off-street parking. So we, by law, have to adhere to, you know, the size of the building. If it has max capacity, then we have to have that parking. So the things we're doing, this is so hard because you want to tell people, oh, great progress, it's happening, blah, blah. But it's like, okay, well, we found out we need X number 100 of parking spaces. It's like, it's not very interesting, really. But the devil's in the details, or God is in the details, one way or another as you look at it. But basically, it's those kinds of details that we are dealing with right now. And then, as I mentioned, the budget is on its way, but the tariffs have thrown a monkey wrench in there. But we want it to be both historic. So we're we've put ourselves up for a national register status because it does qualify for that if we get approved. And so it could be a historic site that people can come see, but it needs to be functional and usable for the community for programs like the ones you're suggesting. So, and we want it to be completely accessible on every possible level. So it's going to be, I call it the best of the old and new. It's both. So it'll be very advanced, I think, for that region. For Cass County, it'll be very advanced. And but at the same time, it provides a new historic site, and we're documenting everything we can. I'm even talking to architects. I said, do you know somebody who can do a Wikipedia entry about us? If we're going to get the National Register status, then I want to get, Wikipedia and all the documentation of how we've done it. And architects, the plans that we've seen so far are so incredibly beautiful. I actually even visited with the Texas State Library and Archives here in Austin and inquired about putting once we're done with it all, is actually creating an archive of those drawings and the whole process and everything we've done.
That. So, on down the line, people could see how all of this came together.
Yes, because it's multiple fronts that we're working on here. And it's really, such a high quality project. So we want to shine, and they have expressed an interest in it. We just have to figure out what the size of the archive will eventually be. So, and we're documenting it all, but luckily a lot of it's digital, as you know, so that shouldn't be that hard.
No, with technology being where it is, it shouldn't be hard to make that happen.
No, but I will get you hooked up with Danny Stanley to actually tour. And just let him know what works for you. But also think about it. What are the things you would say we need to be paying attention to? You know what I mean? Because if we get in there and we think we've got it all ready to go, and then you want to come and do Music Beyond Band, and we're like, wait, we're missing something. I've already said to them that we need to have good speaker system and projection system, to do conferences and all that. But for the conferences and just different events that might be happening there. I would say, jumping back to you mentioning the auditorium, I think a modern stage for the kids to get up there and work on their performances and just somewhere where musicians can come and practice live bands. I'm seeing a whole lot of things you could do with that auditorium as far as music and stuff, and maybe having a room off to the side that's insulated, soundproof, to show them the whole recording process. Yes.
When everything's, if we can make all of this happen, have a room set up with all of the up-to-date technology as far as, recording software, set the room up totally like a studio. So when the kids come in to give them that whole, you're in the booth, you're in the recording booth process,
Yes.
So I got some ideas for not only music, but just make just an overall, community center as far as just, putting maybe a little gym in there that kids can come and, play basketball and lift weights, stuff like that.
Yeah. There have been concerns about, funding for after school programs being cut and all that. And I think Atlanta Independent School District is okay. I saw the Facebook post. with their funding now. But I do think after school programming could be something that could go on in that building.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned, the arts and crafts and stuff, and just whatever the kids might be into, even if it's just, for some kids, a safe space to just go and, when they get out of school.
Yes. Yep, I'm writing notes down here. I think you're right there. There are in these classrooms really generously sized, huge windows. And those are among the first things that are going to be, they're going to actually remove them and take them to a professional restoration firm. So, our building's going to be a little bit ugly while that goes on, but that's such a huge factor for that architecture and that school that we're getting that done first. But I'm just wondering, with the recording studio, you kind of don't need all of these big windows. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe there are a couple of back rooms with fewer windows. Actually, there's one big room right behind the stage of that little auditorium. That might be a nice fit because they kind of interact with one another. Like that auditorium, it's a long rectangle, and it does have a little raised area with a wood stage there. And and then there's a little side door up on top of that little stage that you can go back into that room. So it may be that that back area could be used for what you're the studio concept and music a little bit more, because I think with all the light, you just go crazy trying to keep that quiet and those high ceilings back in there.
Right.
Which is one of the nice features, but it's something you don't need necessarily for music recording in a studio where you need it to be super quiet. And everything like that. So anyway, you'll see that when you go take a tour and everything else. But I guess put your thinking cap on and just let us know, like just email anytime, or let me know, or Danny Stanley, who I'll connect you with, know any thoughts on things that can go in there. I already told the board, I said, you'd be surprised with new construction like this, and it opens, everybody's so excited, we have this big space. But they haven't calculated the cost of the light bulbs, the electricity, what it's going to cost in a bigger facility. And also furniture, just having furniture. I actually worked on a campaign a few years ago, and they just, worked on it for 3 years. And then they were like, okay, we got the money and we're building the building. So they built the building, and the major donor came back to me one day and she said, could you come back? I'd been away about a year. She said, they forgot all the furniture and to put that in the budget.
It's a big empty building.
Right. And I was like, and I think even the wiring, they didn't quite calculate it. And so I had to go back and I had to raise an extra $1 million. And people were already like, we've had it, we paid already. So I said, please just go ahead and include it, even if it ends up somebody donates it, I don't care. But just put it in the budget so we can see it. And also technology with a little bit of extra give room in terms of the funding, because some of it will have to be switched out, and the flat screen TV is going to have to be replaced, and there'll be many of those probably in that building. So, and a lot of that's not too expensive, but I think good quality tables and chairs, and if you have a special desk scenario for a recording area in the building, that needs to be covered. And so you can just hit the ground running,
Yeah. Yeah.
I did
Absolutely.
want to tell you, once we get this budget, although I've been railing on about the tariffs goofing us up on our timing, but the contractors initially think it will take us 9 months and that's it to actually start and finish that restoration and conversion to a community center. So
Wow.
now here's something that's cool. The Atlanta History Museum, they actually applied to be part of a traveling Smithsonian exhibition, and they got accepted. So in I think it's 2027 January,
Mm-hmm.
we will be on the tour circuit with a Smithsonian exhibition, national in scope. I'm not sure the total topic on that, but it's a fitting one about historic preservation, I think, probably.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
anyway, so that is we want to be up and running and ready to go so we can have that exhibit, because they need part of our space in order to have the exhibit. So it's going to be a joint project between the History Museum and Atlanta Miller Grade School and Atlanta Grade School Friends. So that you're going to be seeing some action. I'm guessing, I'm going to be busy fundraising as soon as I get a budget, whenever that is. And then next year will be construction big time. And with luck, by November, December of next year, we'll be open and finished and celebrating. But
Oh man, yeah.
one reason I've been reaching out to people like you, Cazzie, though, is, it's great to have it. We'll have it open. We'll have a grand opening and we'll be so thrilled to have it and everything. But we need to be booking programs. It needs to get used right away. And so always be thinking of us in that regard. You know what I mean? Like, what would be good? Like, we've talked to the park supervisor there in Atlanta State Park. Really nice guy. Steve Propez, I think it is. And they think they could there's a lot of certificate programs for outdoor education that they offer. So they could use our school for that. And of course, the chamber could meet in our auditorium, and we've even talked to the Texas Forestry Museum, which is over in Lufkin, but in the area of Lufkin. But basically, we could have those kinds of partnerships, and then we could have the art activity going on and local programs that benefit the school kids like yours, and help them envision the future. But I think also technology, tech education. I have reached out to people I know here in Austin at Google. I haven't heard back though, but I said, I know we're way out there, but Atlanta Independent School District uses Google all the time in everything they do, everything. So we're Google friendly in Atlanta, Texas. So, I mean, maybe we should be doing more how to use Google, how to use Microsoft. I mean, how to get the most out of that. How can the Walmart associates have a place to meet to learn new things about Walmart? Because they do that. Conferences for local companies and the like. So anyway, we're laying the groundwork for that, to say the least. But your help would be very welcome.
Okay. I'll be glad to pitch in and brainstorm a little bit, come up with some ideas, some different programs that we can at least get people more excited about the building and what's coming to it.
Yes. But also you can kind of see that, with luck, we're looking at, serious fundraising the minute we get that budget this year. And then next year we want to start, we're actually going ahead with a few things like the windows I mentioned, but the serious restoration is going to be next year. And then by the end of the year, we hope we're going to be done and open. So it's never going to be a minute too soon to start planning to get people in there using that facility,
Right. Okay.
But anyway, do you have any other ideas? Anything? I know I've talked a lot, so I apologize.
Oh no, it's fine. Outside of just You know, everything that I was talking about for, you know, needing for the music aspect of it, I just wanted to be over a place where, you know, any and everybody can come together. And you know, I'm looking forward to the
Yes.
events and everything that's going to be put on at the building and the whole restoration thing. I'm just excited to be a part of it, and I'm going to be sitting down with the band director here in the next couple months, and you know, we're going to just kind of lay out a plan and how the program would work as far as just them being, you know, because I wanted to start there. I want him to be the one to, you know, give them that opportunity and let them know that, hey, this is something y'all can still continue to do band, but learn more of the music game, you know.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be sitting down with him next couple months, and we'll be putting some stuff together, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Just thinking about the space, just what we'll be able to do, and what the
Yes.
kids will be able to learn, and things that they might not have known before about music.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to all of that, and I already have people that are in place to, you know, come in and do different workshops about the software that the kids will be using, and so I'm kind of already planning this ahead as far as just having an idea for it. I just been looking for an opportunity like this to plan it. So
Yes.
thank you for just listening and giving me the opportunity to have an input.
Oh, yes. And as we get closer to the opening, I'm thinking positively here that it all goes to plan. But then maybe you can help us with, you know, doing a nice grand opening, you know?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'd love to do that.
Because you totally get that in the public part of things and what people like.
Yeah.
And we could use some help coordinating. We have great volunteers, but you know, you really have real life experience that we do not.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I'm on board for, you know, whatever it is I need me to do. So
Okay. Now, are you getting our newsletter?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, you know, if you need information on an update or anything like that, I'll send you the case statement, which is considered a draft right now, but I'll send it to you so you have that link. And just, you know.
Hide it away under lock and key.
Secret link. I've sworn everybody to secrecy, but it's in really, really great shape. It's just that we don't have the real budget, and we want to be super professional and have the real budget before we share it really officially. So we're going to have some hard copies printed also of it. So I'll make sure you get on the list of the hard copies.
Okay.
So, all right, great. Well, thanks for taking the time. If you have any other questions, please let me know.
Okay. Yeah. Just, I guess whenever Mr. Stanley's free,
Okay.
you set up that tour, and I'd love to come check the building out.
Okay, we would love to have you. I will connect you on Gmail if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, good deal.
All right.
Have a good week.
Hey, you too.
Okay, bye.
Right.